prison riot, my children! For the last few years, we have looked at Gail Simon's sci-fi horror masterpiece, Clean Room. But now it must come to an end. The stars must fall, and so must the creatures who call Earth their prison. But first, Astrid needs to do some cleanup in her organization. Her most trusted guards and advisors, Duncan and Killian, both disobeyed her orders, the former even betraying her for the sake of protecting his partner from getting turned into a horseman. And yet for some people, that's living the dream. As punishment, she wants to subject them both to the clean room, let them relive their most traumatic, awful moments in their lives. But she suddenly has a change of heart and goes back, unable to condemn her friends to such treatment despite what they did to her. It seems our protagonist, Chloe, has had a bit of an influence on her for the better, letting a bit of humanity into her cold, serious persona, as illustrated when she shows up at a barbecue she's hosting with her boyfriend and neighbors. She explains to Chloe exactly what it is they're up against. The creatures they fight are... well, obviously they are not from Earth. Where exactly they came from is not clear. Be it hell, another dimension, or just outer space, it matters not. Wherever they came from, they were sent here because their species has no death penalty. Earth is a prison colony for them, and they have been on Earth for a very, very long time, and they are bored. Wouldn't you be, stuck in a lightless cave for thousands of years? So they do the only thing they can do. They torture us. We're not advanced enough to matter to the race they come from, so they get to exercise their malevolence, their cruelty, their evil on humanity for no other reason than they can. They kidnapped Astrid's only friend at age 17, performed experiments on her so different parts of her body age at different rates, just because they think it's funny to watch us suffer. They have been waiting for something, a call to action, something to really break the human spirit, and it has come, as we saw at the end of the last volume. Astrid's niece named Derica. As Astrid's brother would later explain, he joined a cult that worshipped these creatures and allowed them to have sex with them. Derica is the product of that union, a human-alien hybrid that has become their leader and will bring forth humanity to destroy each other. They will decimate their technology, then use their power to make them turn on each other. They won't ever have to reveal themselves. They'll just let humanity kill themselves and then build a bridge out of the bodies of what remain. And just to twist the knife further, the image of Philip that Chloe was seeing throughout the book, they did it just to mess with her and potentially mess with Astrid. But, of course, as Astrid demonstrates with an electrical surge, humanity is hardly defenseless. It seems, however, they have another problem. A known obsessed fan of Astrid shows up at the compound, demanding to speak to her. Normally, they'd shoo him away, but in this case, he says he knows about the child and how to kill it, but says that time is running out to do so. Astrid can't risk dealing with him while the child is around, so recruits Chloe to do so, since she's the only one who has been able to manipulate the clean room like she can. With Killian by her side, they bring him into the clean room and learn that he's a serial killer of women. Loose women, or critters as he calls them, not even believing them to be people. One of his victims escaped and stabbed him, and while he lay dying, like Astrid herself, he had a vision of Derica on how to kill it. But after Chloe punches him for taking joy and pride in his sick ways, he decides to instead hold them hostage in his memories, a power of the clean room. Even his memory self notices the two and threatens them with a gun as he takes control of the room. Astrid goes to Derica, who reveals that their plan has now begun. And it's worse than they thought. The reason they're so confident is that they've been playing the long game, slowly infiltrating the organization with agents of their own, so that everyone close to them is now compromised. Duncan's partner is attacked after showing him the horseman. Agents are attacked by nurses and caregivers. Chloe and Killian are missing. But the surgeon is sent to deal with Duncan, which was a mistake, because he was expecting his arrival and brought along the Haverlin brothers. And the Haverlin brothers' baseball bats. On their own, it wouldn't be enough, but Duncan knows now that the creatures are harmed by the perfume Astrid wears, using it like holy water in their face and burning it, allowing the Haverlin brothers to do their thing. They actually get it begging for mercy. But, Perhaps they should not have been such bad neighbors if they really wanted it. Capone is attacked by creatures claiming to be security agents for Astrid, but since she handpicked all those agents and knows they are not among them, she proceeds to slaughter the imposters. Astrid orders her to protect her abducted friend, who is about to be tortured by her nurse. And Astrid herself enters the clean room to finally deal with her obsessed fan. Astrid, upon being told that the building is on fire and people are being slaughtered by the creatures, orders the building evacuated. The creatures begin their masterstroke as described, disabling technology and making the stars seem different to people, fomenting distrust and discord wherever possible. Astrid's obsessed fan wants her to be his, to be subservient to him and his godly ways, but he underestimates how powerful Astrid truly is with the room. Meanwhile, the lead human servants of the creatures, a cult leader who scarred himself to more resemble them, finds Derica and carries her off, wanting to be brought to Astrid so she can kill her. Astrid, meanwhile, is shown a painful memory of the creature that ate her father and took his place, telling her that no one will believe her. And then Astrid takes control, pointing out that she stabbed that creature 21 times when she was 12 years old, and she will do the same to him, utterly disassemble him. She unleashes his own memories on him, forcing him to take her to her compatriots. She demands to know how to kill the child, and he reveals it's the same way with Spark before. Exoduction. Take it and exercise it. And then she leaves him to his own memories, to be gobbled up by his own devils. Honestly, it's less scary than the devils currently making their way through her building. While Chloe's boyfriend enters the building and joins up with Duncan, the Haverlin brothers, and some other survivors, Astrid reveals to Chloe that she figured this would be how it all ended. She let the world believe she was a cult leader because nobody would believe her about the truth. She thanks Chloe for the barbecue, the most pleasant memory in ages. Still, this could all go sideways, so she activates the sanctuary protocols for those in her organization. They have a card that will let them go to a sanctuary to survive the apocalypse. She also reveals that she set the building on fire, to evacuate it and minimize casualties. Derica and her servant reach the clean room, but so has Capone, who manages to deal with Derica's servant. She's wounded in the fight, but that just means Derica is alone when she enters the clean room. The rest of our intrepid survivors all go in too, Derica thinking that she's going to slaughter them all. But that's when Astrid drops the hammer. Or shoots it, rather. Remember at the end of the first volume, the threat she had of a gun pointed at the creature's citadel? It wasn't a bluff. She uses it, the distraction from all this allowing her the chance to blow it the hell out of the sky. And with all the people gathered, including our survivors and brothers, and Spark, still happy to help, they recite the Lord's Prayer, the same exorcism that cured Spark of his own evil before. But with Spark's presence to use the device that powers the clean room, they can completely expel the creature to before time even existing, ending their threat. Aren't there still, a lot of them that weren't in their invisible city? Unfortunately, telling the world that demons almost destroyed it is not one that's going to be believed, so Astrid had Chloe brought in for another reason. To tell the world a lie, that Astrid's organization was a scam, and she was a thief and criminal, and that she had infiltrated the organization to bring it all down. Astrid herself disappears, but the world is saved, and Chloe can sit down and read one of Astrid's old novels. At least, the one that might drive you insane. Or to enlightenment, if you're lucky. Clean Room has a bit of a rushed ending, but a satisfying one regardless. The demons are dead, the horrors are gone, but hey, even if the prison is cleared out, that doesn't mean there aren't still people doing bad. And good things out there.